Welcome back to Captain of Industry Update 3, ladies and gents. Look at the progress we've been making. It's raining, I know. You can press, F11, take out the fog, take out everything if you want over here. So fog is F, right? So we could see it better, but now we need to look at it how it is. And this rain is, remember, important to replenish some of my underground water deposit. For example, over here, I think, yes, we have one. Okay, this is almost full, so that's great. But yeah, more seriously, and in the last few episodes we've done some great progress. For example, over here with the gold, we've also done a lot of great progress over here. We started to make the last construction part level 4, or tier 4 if you wish. We have also the tier 2 maintenance there, right? The gold one. Started to make household appliances and much more. But in this episode we need to go further, and actually, given that there is a lot of things to do and many things start to take quite a bit of time, in particular with the terraforming, I have started to do some. The copper mine that used to be there is completely gone, right? We took all of the copper out of the ground and we filled it back up, and now as you can see we are really trying to go fast with all of those diggers to take out everything that is here. So we're gonna talk about this, but first let's show the research I've been able to do since the end of the last episode. First and foremost, we have built the research lab level 3 so that we can then move into all of those new research here, right? So let me show you this. Basically, this is just an upgrade of the current place we had. This was, the research lab level 2. That's taking lab equipment tier 2. Now we need to upgrade to the next level. So this is what we're doing over here, right? Instead of sending those lab equipment level 2 to the laboratory, we are sending them into those assembly level 3. We were making 24, right? 12 times 2. So this is the same thing we're doing over here, 12 times 2. We have 2 of these. We're gonna take a bit of electronics level 2 each, so that's 4 in total, right? So I'm just bringing them with this unit storage for now, right? And with this, we are making, as I said, 24 of those lab equipment tier 3. And we're just sending them here. Now, the big difference though is that one, research lab level 2 was using 12 lab equipment level 2 versus a lab equipment level 3 uses 24. So instead of having 2, we only have 1 that is working. And the other one next door is actually paused. I have made it full so I could, run this one for a couple of minutes potentially, but we are right now not doing it. So yeah, let's delete this one, and we're still advancing at basically the rate of 29 per minute. And you can see my next research is going to take 2,800. So obviously, yes, it's going to take a bit of time, and you may want to have a bigger production of all of this. But remember, a bigger production of this requires bigger production of all of it, right? Bigger production of electronics, of mechanical parts, of of paper, of glass, and now of electronics. So it comes at a cost, of course, also cost of electricity and maintenance. So it's not that easy. But yeah, with this, we've been able to start doing, those research over here. I sort of just click on all of them and put them in the queue. As you can see, we started to do a few there. We're starting now this piece here, then we're gonna do that piece there. And there is still so much more, right? We are very, very far from the end. But yes, we have unlocked a couple of things that we can start doing. The first one is very easy and really powerful. It's the glass making level 2. So we were already making glass here through those glass makers that was transforming 24 molten glass into 12 glass and 12 broken glass, right? That's what we were using. Now we have the glass maker level 2, which as you can see is huge. It is bigger than 2 of the old one put next to each other, so it's very long. But it's actually very powerful because it's gonna take the same input, 24 molten glass, and it's just gonna make 24 glass directly, right? No more broken glass, no more waste if you wish. Do note that it takes a bit more people, instead of 6 it's gonna be 8, and instead of 300 kilowatts gonna be 500. But again, this is to double the production, right? From 12 glass to 24. So this is definitely less than doubling, you know, the people and the electricity. It does also require the maintenance tier 2. So it's a good thing we have increased that. But yeah, I have already done it because that's a quick and easy thing. As I said, it's the same input, right? 24. So we just replace the 8 that used to be there. Now it sticks out. It's a bit ugly, right, in terms of the rectangle we used to have, but it is producing a lot more. So that is great boost to our glass production. Next, I haven't really started to use it, but we've unlocked the next tier for the conveyors and the pipe. Let me show you quickly. Look at our conveyors over here. We used to have the level 2 that was transporting 200 per minute using the red parts. Now we have the level 3, right, for both of them. That is still using the red parts, but it's actually using more, right? 56 for 100 tiles instead of 28, the double. But it is transporting more than double, 450 instead of the 200. So that's definitely going to be useful in the future. For the pipe, even more so, we can transport 900 now with still those red pipe. So it's worth noting actually that, you know, there's still a lot of things using the red tier and not so much the new purple one. So you definitely do want to have a way bigger production of red than of purple. Similarly, you know, not a big change, but still quite important, is we got vehicle management tier 4, which gives us access to 30 more vehicles. So instead of 200, we're now 230. And I didn't wait. You may remember in the last episode, we had problems with my vehicles being too busy. So I went ahead right away and built 30 new trucks. So that was, you know, a good help, especially when you look at this, right? This is using a lot of trucks. So that was very important. And while we're here, actually, let me maybe, you know, take a quick moment again to really talk about this. So we used to have, right, the copper mine. You can see the copper deposits are there. The copper mine used to be there. We have filled it completely back up over here, except it seems to have forgotten this small piece there. But yeah, we filled it back up, and then this used to be, you know, some soil at this level here. What is that level? 14. And we're bringing it down to level 4. So we're bringing 10 levels down, right, to start to make the whole map at the same level. I did bring also a small ramp here so that it's easy to get into the future coal mine, not coal, sorry, copper, where we are really, you know, it used to, like the mountain used to be here. Now we have taken out all of this stone. This actually, by the way, what helped me to fill this back up quickly. But we are now at the place where you can see some copper, right? There is definitely a lot of copper here. So as soon as this is empty, completely empty, we will be able to restart our copper production. And you can see we still have even a bit of reserve there. But yeah, for now, this is mostly about destroying as quickly as we can all of this mountain to get us all flat. We have, by the way, also great productions. You can see my food. Everything is full, right? We're providing everything. We have over here, you know, the household goods and appliances, medical, everything is going well, providing tons of Unity. So not complaining about this. But yeah, going back there, we have this one done. Then it was housing tier 4. Right? We used to have our city over here at tier 3. I have built the first tier 4 one, and it's starting to look good. Or maybe you don't like this architecture, you know, to each their own, but this is definitely more luxurious than, remember, the first tier of population we had over here, just those prefab, you know, containers, right? They were pretty ugly for sure. But now we're starting to get, you know, more higher level, and we're talking about 400 people in one, right? This was only 240, and this was already a big boost from tier 2, which was 140. Now this is 400, so really cool. We also get access with this with a new bonus level. We are currently at plus 100% Unity, we can get to plus 125 if we start giving computers. Unfortunately, computers is still pretty far away. It's all the way there. So I don't think we're gonna get that right away, but again, you know, anytime we're gonna need some population, which is not right away, but you know, it creeps up on you sooner than you expect, we will just upgrade, I think, more of these houses. So that is the next level, housing level 4. And then we have started to do some others. You can see vacuum desalination, nuclear reactor, that's gonna be a big one. The electrolyzer level 2, let me show it to you because it's pretty basic. It's the same production we already had before, for example, to make hydrogen, but just way bigger, right? If we look at, let's look at that production. We used to have over here, this one here, 12 ammonia to make 12 hydrogen. Now it's 48 ammonia to make 48 hydrogen. And this is actually not using that many more people, if I remember correctly, or maybe they changed it. So let's check it out quickly together. Where are you? You're not here. Where? Ah, here it is. So this is the level 1 and this is the level 2. Right. So in terms of size, by the way, pretty similar. But this was, you know, 3 people, 300 kilowatts. This is 3 people, 1.1 megawatts. But again, this is just 3 people for a production that has what, like times 4. We've done times 4 in terms of production, right? From 12 to 48, but the number of people stays the same. And the energy actually does less than time 4 because this was 300. So time 4, that's 1.2, and this is 1.1. So this is definitely way better. We will use it in the future. Okay, so I'm gonna take it out of the list because, yeah, maybe I haven't built any yet, but there's nothing really new about it. More importantly, we have just gotten the sugar cane. And if you remember, the sugar cane was the only thing we are missing to be able to make over here some cake. We unlocked this recipe a long time ago, but we couldn't make it because we didn't have access to sugar. Now we will be able to make sugar with this sugar cane. So it's gonna be really powerful. That's going to be really powerful. And we are also actually doing the last food that we are missing over here of sausage, which will just use, you know, the meat trimmings of our chicken. So we definitely should be able to do that one, no problem, as soon as it gets unlocked. So yes, in this episode, the goal is going to be for us to get the last 2 foods remaining over here. So let's get started with the sugar. And I think we're gonna put maybe the sugar over here. Again, this is not the final place for all of these farms, but for now it should be fine. I don't know if 1 is gonna be enough, probably not. Let me show you that similar to other productions like the fruits, it is not possible to put it, you know, into irrigated farms. You have to put it into a greenhouse, which does take a lot more people, but again, in this one you don't have a choice. So if we look over here at this one and we put, you know, just that, we're gonna make 12.8 per minute. So let's check that out. Okay, come on, don't annoy me. So 12 is actually not exactly enough to make 12 sugar. But do we need 12 sugar? No, we don't, right? Because we only need 4 to make this cake. Then you could say, okay, we're gonna also need it for this reaction for sure. But again, this is only 4 to make 8 of these. And 8 of these is not enough to make 24, but it's not that bad, right? So again, I think 12 will be good for us at the beginning. We may want 2 in the future. And because we also will use it for medical, maybe it's better to have it somewhere over here. The only problem is I think I'm really getting to the max water. Let's look at this. Water is not going down yet, but I do think we're getting close to tapping the water here a bit too much. So we're gonna need to be careful, but yeah, maybe for now, let's just go and put it there. I want to press F, okay. And yeah, they're gonna have to go around, but it's not too far. Okay, so we have 2 there. We have a level 1 pipe. That's not gonna be enough. Let's move it to level 2. I know I can also press I, by the way, for this upgrade. That's okay. So we're gonna do that. Go over, no, press F. Oh, what's happening over here? No, done. And one more. Okay, so that's going to give us the production, the water for the production. Then we're going to just put the transformation, right, of these sugarcane into food processor here. Actually, we're gonna need water for this too. So let's give it one space in the middle there. And again, I'm pretty sure this is going to start putting a bit too much strain on the water deposit over here. But this is temporary. So, okay. We're gonna put this one here. And we said we probably want 2 of these, right? In the future. They're not gonna work at 100%, but they also won't work at 0%. We should probably put a small storage. It's always a good practice. So let's go 1 there. Wait, am I putting a level 3? Yeah, no. That's definitely not needed. That's a waste of resource and electricity. Let's go with a level 1. And then same here. Up. And we can say, as always, right, tell me when it's empty. Because you don't want it to be empty. So it's a warning. Early warning system. Okay, so we're doing this. Then this one can go here and there. And you're going to go here and there. Quick and dirty. But that's enough. We're going to create also a bit of biomass, which you can burn. But honestly, we don't need to burn. Let's actually create just a mixer level 1. I should have clicked on it, sorry, my bad. So it is. So we're gonna have a mixer level 1 for these. And we just need, to have basically a good... this one is gonna go level 1. And then join it. Okay. That way we can get this out. Oh, no, wrong one. Let's do it like this first. So you're going to go level 1. Oh, that's very ugly. Sorry, let's take a minute to do it properly. So we're going to send this one at level 1. Wrong one. Oopsie. Come on. And level 1. You're going to go out this way. You're going to then press F to go the other side. Done. Okay. So we have this, that, and you can go as close as possible. Done. You're going to output some compost, which we can then drop anywhere we want, without creating any pollution. That's the idea of this additional step. Go up like this, just a warning, tell me if it's full ever. Good. And most importantly, we have now here, we can go, maybe let's put 2 of them, an output for our sugar. So let's go, this is gonna be sugar, where are you? There. And press same here, good. And we can say, right, that you tell me when this one is below 50. Okay, so that is, I think, exactly what we need. Let's use Unity for the whole thing. Low supply of glass. What? Are my people too busy? Because we did specifically increase our glass production, so I think somebody is lying here. I guess my trucks were a bit too busy. This is a priority 9, so we may want to put it priority 8. So it's just prioritize a bit before, before this, basically. where, yeah, you can see they're definitely dropping a lot of resource and the outputs are big. It's multiple lines. I could potentially use one of these as the first upgrade to the next level. Let's go. But realistically, you know, then it's gonna be limited also by the speed of my trucks going there. But that's okay. Okay, so that is, you know, the sugar cane. We're gonna create sugar, and then we're gonna want to send the sugar into this and use it. And as we said before, it's actually mainly into one production, which is over here for the cake. Alright, so let's go. For my cake, we're gonna need also, if I remember correctly, we're gonna need also some eggs and some fruits, as well as some canola and some flour. So it's a bit of everything. We have the flour here, we have some oil there, we have the fruit, so maybe we're gonna go and put it close by here. I'm sure it's gonna be a bit of a, what do you say, a bit of a spaghetti here, because this is not a final, you know, production of food. This was just to show you in a bit of a clean way, one at a time, those different productions. Now we're talking about 14. If I look at my consumption of snacks, because cake is just there, the snack is 18. So there is a lot of chances that 14 cakes will be enough, but it will be enough maybe for now, not for the end game. So we're gonna already build 2, right? And then we need a lot of inputs. So let's go. We're gonna want, as we said, the flour. The good thing is we can place a belt there. Flour is here on purpose. Remember, I had built all of this knowing the game a bit, right? So we're gonna put a flat belt here. I need to press F. I don't know, sometimes when you press F, why it rotates too, but that's okay. This is gonna, oh, no, that is way too much. Let's go with level 1, please. So you're gonna be, oh, you're blocked there, sorry, my bad. My bad, so let's move you 1 tile. And done, okay. So we're gonna do this, and you can actually indeed stay at level 0. We're going to go there at level 0, up, and basically we need to leave 2-3 tiles for the other productions. Oops. I would love for Control Z to work sometimes, but yeah, it doesn't work. That's okay. Let's do it again. So you're gonna go here, and we said you go all the way there. Okay, and same here. So while we're here, let's just build this before I destroy it. Now, the important thing, as I said, is we're gonna need to have flat conveyors coming, like lift coming. So they're gonna be 1 at level 1. Then they're gonna be 1 at level 2. What's going on? So 1 up, good. Good, and then we're gonna need 1 at level 3. That's gonna be for the sugar. So up, and level 4 can be the oil, because liquids are easy to come up and down. Now this should definitely not be like that. Same here, and we can press V to copy it. So we said we're gonna start bringing the sugar. I don't have a lot of space, so I guess the sugar will come from here. We're gonna have the same as we had for the salt, right? This, but instead of salt, it's gonna be sugar. Please, let's go, sugar. Press U, and we said you're gonna be at the level 3. This is not needed, thank you. So U-shape conveyor, rotate, and 1, 2, 3. No, that's too high. Okay, now we're gonna need to bring it all the way there, so let's go. Why can't you? Here it is. 1, 2, 3. It's gonna go around, right? We can decide where to put it. I'm gonna try to keep it clean there. There is already something here at level 3, so it goes under that. Okay, perfect. So 1 and 2. Then we're gonna do the same for the eggs and the fruits. So fruits are actually coming here and eggs there. We had put, yes, we had put that already. We're gonna need to bring it, and we said, you know, one should be at level 1. So maybe we put this one at level 1 and then one at level 2. So maybe you're gonna be at level 2. Okay, and then we just need to connect all of those things. So let's go 1, you stay at level 1. Up. And we can either, you know, keep it on the same line, it's somewhat clean, but we could have put it even closer if we wanted. So that's 1, and then 2 is here. So you stay at level 2, please. Up. Oh, here there is already something at level 2. Up. Up. Okay, so let's build that too, quick and dirty. Great. And so the last we need is now canola oil. It's really not that much, but still you need to bring it, and it's better to not bring anything with trucks if you can help it. 1 and 2. I know I'm using a pipe that is way too big for what it is, but anyway, it's a small overproduction, that's okay. And yeah, with this we should see the oil flow. Great. We see the eggs are coming here. Let's give it a second to see them. I see we're missing some fruits because they don't come that often, you know. So in the future, again, we're gonna want to do something slightly better, which is I'll show you when we do it. But yeah, we have the fruits that will be coming now, I think. Yeah, if we don't put priority out there. This is basically full, but still, we may have to increase slightly the production of fruit. So anyway, fruit is coming, and so we're only gonna miss sugar, and then we need to put it somewhere. So let's put it here. Cake up. We're gonna build that, and you know, we just need a small thing like this. Now I make it quick and dirty. Too close. That, and here I'm trying to align this one. Yeah, up, up, come on, and the other one. Good. So build those two, and yeah, we're just missing the sugar. I see there is actually some sugar, but we forgot to build this one. It looks very close to the salt, so be careful with this. But yeah, it's gonna come. Let's check out this one just in case we made a mistake somewhere. But yeah, we can see here it is, some sugar cane coming out. So that's good. Here we're gonna produce soon, okay. But yeah, we have the sugar cane coming. It's creating some sugar. Great. This is working. This is creating some compost. Perfect. How's my water doing? Yeah, you can see it's starting to go down. This is empty also because this is not good at level 1. And this one can stay level 1, but this one should be level 2 for sure. So yeah, we will have a problem, I think, on water soon-ish here. But we have started to make some sugar. That's great. That's great. And now while I was talking, you can see that the sausage production or research is almost done. We have also finished doing the work here, it seems. That's crazy. Wow, that was so much work they did. So, you know, we're gonna reward them by telling them to continue doing more work. What are we doing here? We still have some reserves of copper because, you know, if you don't really build big things, you're not gonna use that much. When you start building huge things, sure, but if you don't, then you're fine. So I have to decide if I try to do this one, which will then give me access to basically nothing. It's a no man's land over here, except there is another iron deposit here, but I still have tons of iron there, especially underground. So I'm not too worried about iron. So I think we will focus on more kind of bringing all of these down. So now we'll have a nice flat space here. So let's go. Alright, all of this needs to go. All of this needs to go. Up, perfect. And then, you know, we're just gonna take this edit area, move it here, and then you can edit it slightly to look exactly like you want. Okay, that's good. So they're gonna continue working there. We can see our lone sugar cane and sugar. That's normal, that's the new production. But more importantly, we're gonna need to start giving cakes here. So let's go, press C, up, done. So you're gonna be cake, and you're gonna be cake too. Where are you, cake? This is by alphabetical order, of course. You know your alphabet, you know where it is. It is, let's build it. We have the get it, so they're gonna come and get it. Makes sense. And yeah, you can see this is working at full speed and therefore making us 28 per minute, as long as we have enough fruits. I think that's probably the limiting factor in terms of production right now. I have tons of eggs, but fruit is the one that may be a bit low, but it seems so far so good. So we're gonna make 28. So it is, you see there is already some there, and I think a truck probably came already. Yeah, here it is, 33. So we can check my demand of snack has decreased, right, from 18 to 9, and the demand for cake is 8.8 for my current population, giving us a boost of 0.55 unity. By the way, this is a big one. This is a big one, as you can see, providing a lot more than all the other types of food. But yeah, I would love to also then make the sausage. So I'll see you in a minute when the sausage is unlocked, so that we have all types of food done. And it is in the sausage production has been built. And so yeah, I just built over here, as you can see, a market, and we're starting to give some sausages. Now, before we check what the result is, let me show you the actual production. So this is again in the food processor, but this time we're gonna take salt, flour. So we have the salt coming from here, the flour coming from there, right? And we're gonna take meat trimmings. You may remember meat trimmings from a while back when we were making over here our meat. We did create a bit of meat trimmings. Before I was just sending it to be burnt, right? You can burn it into a burner, create just a bit of air pollution. Now we're gonna want to use this meat trimming. Now at the same time, this is only 6, right? This is 6 for 15 meats, so that's not a lot. That's not great, right? Because we need 24 here. But the great thing is there is a second production now where we're gonna take again the chicken carcasses, the same as this one, but we're only going to get meat trimmings, right? Instead of basically getting a bit of meat and, you know, salt to make the actual meat, you're going to just burn the whole thing, or, you know, destroy the whole thing into trimmings. So that's what we're doing now over here, right? We have then this U-shape balancer that says first, you know, go there and go make some sausage, but if you're full, you can transport the meat trimmings into compost, so that way we don't burn, we don't create any pollutions. So yeah, the meat trimmings coming all the way there, right? And as we said, with the flour and the salt, we're gonna create 24 sausage. They go into this new big box, and then somebody takes them and send them over here into the food market. So we have already a couple of sausage. Of course, it's gonna take a while for the thing to be completely full, but as you can see, the demand is only 6, right? Now that we have kind of all of these food done, the demand is pretty low for each. The unity for sausage is actually also very low, it's only 0.1, but still good that we have now done all food types. Now, there is no more food types in here. There is still a few kind of things we're gonna want to do. Over here, for example, we have the poppy seeds. That's gonna be another thing in your farms. We also have the new upgraded greenhouse level 2, which again increases the yield, but asks for more water and fertility and more people too. So it's a bit the same as I said, same result as the greenhouse, but on steroid if you wish. But yeah, we have basically finished the food thanks to the sugar and now the sausage. We also just unlocked over here medical supply tier 2. So right now, if we go over here, right, we're giving the tier 1 medical supply, which remember will decrease mortality by 0.6, right? But now with those medical supply level 2, we have something a bit better. This is going to reduce basically even more so. It will require the antibiotics added to the medical supply, and those antibiotics, as I showed you at the beginning of the episode, will require some sugar. Also a bit of ammonia and oxygen, but mostly sugar. I mean, that's the kind of limiting factor, let's say. So we're gonna want to do that production. It's not that urgent, because if you look at my health now, my health is pretty good, right? We have a lot of good stuff over here, thanks to my medication too, and my pollution has decreased by a lot, right? Ships and vehicle is pretty low. Air is still pretty high, but it's way below. It used to be around 20, right? Now it's at like 9. So we're definitely doing totally fine. Even when there is the flu, we're still usually in positive. So I am really happy there. I think instead of focusing on, medical supply upgrade, which we will do for sure, but instead of doing it right away, I think what we will do is focus on nuclear. Because right now, right, we do have, you can see it is not full, my energy, but it is actually using most of those things all the time. It is often using also these ones, so creating, or wasting some diesel. And this is, kind of when I'm doing nothing, right? Right now, I'm not really building anything. It is just kind of with the maintenance, with the food, with the goods like household goods and appliances, just keeping up with the demand of my people is consuming all of this energy. If I decide to build something big and this whole line here restarts, because let's say I use a lot of like for example, let's say I want to upgrade all of these right to the next level, that's gonna cost a lot of resource, and then all of those things that right now are full, they're gonna restart. And if this whole thing restarts, I guarantee you we don't have enough energy. On top of this, there is a lot of things that will require a lot more energy in the future, particularly if we want to move also to the arc furnaces. And I said earlier in the past that the arc furnaces were not really better because they were consuming a lot of energy, but they are definitely better in terms of pollution and things like this, right? So we will want to start using them at some point, but it does cost tons of energy. Similarly, something like a boiler electric is great because it doesn't use any coal, but it uses tons of energy. So yeah, we're gonna want to go to nuclear, but that will require quite a complex production chain, and it will also require a new mine on the map, which is this one here. So let's actually start it. It's a uranium mine, so we're gonna need to repair it. Go for it. They're going to deliver now. And yeah, actually I think, sorry, my bad. I do think we are able to now get uranium on the map. It wasn't possible before, now it is. I don't think it's anywhere close though. Yeah, it's all the way over there. Look at this, that's a lot of uranium. I don't know if my people get sick if they come over here, but that's interesting. So we have a lot of uranium there. Is there uranium on the other side? No. What is a bit strange is I'd love, to use this to say, oh, we're gonna have like the uranium mine and then kind of nuclear facility all the way over here with trains and things like this. But realistically, you never want to have an end game thing rely on a mine like this, because this is going to be empty at some point. For the end game, you need to rely on contracts or unlimited mines if you have them. So anyway, that was, I think, some really great progress, ladies and gents. We have research lab level 3 or tier 3, right? And with this, we've been able to do quite a few new research. In particular, we have now all types of food that are done. So it will be time for me to start thinking about an end game farms and, you know, optimization there. We have also done a lot of great progress on cleaning this up. Look at the progress they're making. It's pretty crazy how fast they're doing. The next copper mine is ready. You know, iron is still there, no problem. Coal is also there. There's still tons of coal. If you look, you know, sorry, I need to hide the coal. There's still tons of coal there, so I'm not worried. My forest here is totally fine, right? So yeah, that is great progress to enable us to get also to level 4 here. So if you're excited, smash like button. Do tell me in the comments below if you have any questions, and I hope to see you next time.